I love this story.
I was instructing at a fixed base operation in Miami, South Miami, and we had J3 Cubs, and we were, you know, this was right after the war, and the GI Bill was in, and everybody in Miami wanted to learn to fly, so we were busy as hell all day long. And another thing we did, in order to get the student in and out of the airplane, we took that top of the window, you know, of the Cub off, so we just had the bottom one. So I came down with a student, and the man that owned the operation called me over, introduced me to this couple who were very somber looking, and he told me that Mr. and Mrs. So-and-so and their daughter was a stewardess with Pan Am, and she had been killed in Portugal. Pan Am had an accident, and this woman had been killed, and they had her ashes, and they wanted her ashes scattered out over Biscayne Bay, because when the airplanes took off from 36th Street Airport, they always, if they were going south, they always made a turn to a marker called Flowery Rock. And well, when they told me they wanted over to Biscayne Bay, I said, any place in particular? And they said, yes, take it out over Flowery Rock, because that was that turning place. So they gave me the little box, you know, gave me a little box about a little bit bigger than this. And I took the box and I took off, and I was sitting in the back seat. I don't know why I was sitting in the back seat, but I was. So I flew out, and of course, you know, nothing in Miami is very far from Key Biscayne. And I got over to Key Biscayne, and I must have been awful naive, because I could have dumped it right in, you know, any old place. But no, I went all the way out to Flowery Rock.
Your heart was right.
Yeah, and when I somehow I learned to obey orders, I guess. And I got out to Flowery Rock, and I throttled it back, and I thought, well, I had never seen any of these ashes before, and I thought, well, I'll dump the ashes. So I'm sitting back there, holding the stick with my knees, and I took the top off the box, and the whole damn thing blew.
I had that happen to me too.
And I mean, I was, my hair, my clothes, I was wearing them, you know? And so I thought, my God, I can't go back and land. They were going to be waiting for me down there, and I can't go back and land with all this stuff on me.
That's the worst story I've ever heard in my whole life.
There was another field, Embry-Riddle was operating a field right near us called Chapman. As a matter of fact, we were in each other's traffic pattern practically, and I knew all the people down there, and they had a pilot's lounge with a shower. So I landed at Chapman, and of course, the minute I landed, the gas boy said, "What the hell are you doing here?" Because, you know, it said Brown's Airport on my airplane. And I said, I've got to use the restroom. So I jumped out, and I took all my clothes off, and I washed my hair, and I washed my shirt, because, I mean, she was all over me, really. And I washed my shirt, and I put the wet shirt back on. I couldn't be gone too long, or, you know, they would know something was wrong. So I put the wet shirt on, and I came back to Brown's, and I landed, and I told them that I had taken her. She was in Flowery Rock all right with me. And well, it was real sad, you know, I mean, they were so grateful.
Sure.
You know,
They don't do that anymore. They put other things like sawdust with and pebbles and things with the ashes.
Why didn't they tell me to throw the whole box out? That's what I should have.
Oh!
So I shouldn't have opened it.
Your natural inclination is to throw them to
Scatter their
Shootsy said when you had washed off that you turned on the propeller to dry.
No, I was wet when I got it, but they didn't seem to notice it. Well, they were very upset, you know. But the man that ran the airport said, "What the hell happened to you? How'd you get all wet?" So I had to tell him.
I can see why he said that.
My shirt was wet, my hair was wet.
That's a one.
That tops it, huh?
That tops them all.
Yeah, you win the you made my face red story.
And I didn't try. Oh, Kaddy.